I usually start my morning about 7 a.m. With waking up, getting my first meeting done by about 7:30. And usually I'm meeting with either a constituent of mine or somebody else in politics or somebody that is worried about something in my district or something that they want to talk to me about. I'll get down to the State House probably by 9:30 or 10 after I'm done with my morning meetings. And that's when I'll sit down and go through the schedule of what I'm supposed to be doing. So usually I have committee meetings starting at 10 a.m. And committee meetings are small little meetings where we discuss policy and we vote on issues and decide whether people should vote on it at a bigger scale down on the House floor. And that happens, about 3 times per week. I get that done. I have more meetings with people in my office. I usually finish the day, by voting, and I'm usually done about 3 or 4 o'clock. And then I'll go and have some more meetings outside of my office with, community groups, whatever it is, or I have to go to public events and, hang out with more politicians. And then usually I'm done, I'd say probably about 7 or 8 p.m. On a weekday. Formally, my responsibilities is to be the voice of the people in my district, to vote on their behalf and things that I think should benefit them or to protect them from things that will harm them. But also I think as a young Latino leader and also as a young veteran, I feel like I have to be a leader within the Latino community as well as within the veteran community. So I don't just stay within my district, I expand out. I'm trying to always recruit new people to run for office, especially in Latino areas. I work with veterans to make sure that they're getting all their benefits and all their rights. And I also am working with a lot of veterans and get them ready to run for office someday. I also do a lot of mentoring. I serve on boards and commissions. Anything I can really to help my community more than just me going in there and voting at the State House. So I started years ago by just volunteering on campaigns because I thought it was fun, and I kept seeing all these guys talking on TV about politics, so I wanted to see what this was about. Eventually, I became more involved after college, once I returned from the military, more on veterans issues and volunteering more on campaigns, and I just liked it so much that at one point after volunteering and working on a campaign, I got offered a pretty high position at the city of Phoenix to be a chief of staff for the city councilman. And I really enjoyed that because I got to do a lot of high level, meetings, decision making, policy. And at some point after 2 years, I decided that, it's all, I experienced every aspect of politics, working on a campaign, being an administrator, and I wanted to actually see if I would actually be a good representative myself. I was probably one of the poorest kids in my school, especially in high school, but I was still hardworking, I was bright, but I think the expectations that I had for my future weren't the ones that I had set, that it was the expectations people had set for me, and at that point those expectations were very low. And it wasn't until I met students from other schools and other socioeconomic situations that I realized that what makes me different from these kids. Their parents are rich, but I'm just as smart as they are. Why can't I go to Harvard or Princeton, where else they were applying? After kind of doing a lot of self-reflection, I got the necessary self-confidence to be able to take chances, like going away to college and applying for scholarships, everything else I needed to do. Try to get as wide of an experience of life before you go into my profession, because you have to represent everybody in all walks of life in the State House. So it's going to be very difficult for you to do your job well if you don't understand how it is to be working in a low-wage job. You don't understand how it feels to be a teacher if you've never actually gone into a classroom. So you want to be able to say have some good experience in other sectors of life. But the other thing I would always say in my line of business, don't expect anybody to invite you in. You have to have the ability to see that there's an opportunity and you have to take it, because in this kind of work, nobody likes new players, right? So you have to work your way in. The best thing you could do, especially now, is just if you get to the habit of working hard and studying hard, that habit stays with you throughout your career, and that is probably one of the biggest predictors of whether you'll be successful or not. So if you right now, for the next 4 years, if you get used to studying hard, you may not see any direct results right now, but it will for the rest of your life.